What if the reason your manifestations feel slow is not because you are doing too little, but because you are doing too much? Many people spend years searching for secret techniques, powerful methods, special rituals, and endless steps because they believe manifestation must be difficult. They think they need to force things, control every detail, and constantly work harder to attract what they want. But what if the truth is much simpler than that? Most people unknowingly make manifestation feel heavy. They overthink every sign, question every result, and keep asking themselves, "Am I doing this right?" Day after day, they search for the next technique, hoping that it will finally be the one that changes everything. But sometimes, in trying so hard, people move farther away from what they want. Life already feels busy. The mind already carries enough pressure. And maybe that is exactly why so many people miss the simple secret hiding in plain sight. Sometimes the things that change our lives the most are not complicated at all. Sometimes the answer is not in adding more. Sometimes the answer is in making things easier. And today, you may discover that manifesting faster has never been as complicated as you once believed. Manifestation is often misunderstood. Many people hear that word and immediately think it is something magical or something only a few lucky people know how to do. But manifestation is much simpler and more natural than that. The truth is, whether people realize it or not, everyone is manifesting every single day through their thoughts, feelings, beliefs, and the energy they carry into life. Think about it this way. Your mind is like a garden. Every thought you repeat becomes a seed. The thoughts filled with hope, belief, gratitude, and possibility create one kind of future. The thoughts filled with fear, doubt, stress, and worry create another. Over time, those repeated thoughts slowly shape how you feel, how you act, and what you expect from life. Manifestation is not about sitting and wishing for something to magically appear. It is about becoming aligned with what you desire. It is about the connection between your mind and your emotions. Because when you deeply believe something is possible, you move differently. You think differently. You notice opportunities differently. Many people spend so much time focusing on what they do not have that they unknowingly send out feelings of lack and frustration. But manifestation begins to shift when you stop focusing on what is missing and start focusing on the energy of already believing that good things can happen for you. And this simple understanding changes everything. Now here is where many people unknowingly block their own manifestations without realizing it. They believe they are doing everything correctly. They visualize every day, repeat affirmations, watch videos, and try every method they can find. But beneath all of that effort, there is often one hidden feeling running in the background: fear. Fear that it is not working. Fear that nothing is changing. Fear that they are somehow doing it wrong. Many people ask for something they deeply want, but then spend the rest of the day worrying about it. They keep checking for signs. They keep looking for proof. They constantly ask, when is it coming? Or why is it taking so long? And without realizing it, they place themselves in a state of waiting and doubt. Imagine ordering something online and then refreshing the page every 30 seconds, wondering if your package exists. It would feel exhausting. Yet many people treat manifestation the same way. They ask for what they want, but instead of trusting, they become trapped in stress and pressure. The more desperate people become, the more they focus on the fact that they do not have what they want yet. And that feeling creates resistance. Sometimes trying too hard sends a silent message to the universe that says, I still believe it is missing. And that may be the biggest mistake of all. So what is the secret? What if the answer is not another method, another routine, or another complicated process? What if the secret to manifesting faster is actually simplicity? This may sound surprising because the world often teaches us that bigger effort creates bigger results. We are taught to push harder, do more, and keep forcing things forward. But manifestation often works differently. Think about some of the happiest moments in your life. Many times, the best things happened when you were relaxed. They happened when you stopped stressing, stopped chasing, and simply lived your life. Suddenly an opportunity appeared. Suddenly the right person arrived. Suddenly things started falling into place. Not because you forced it, but because you allowed it. Sometimes peace is more powerful than pressure. Sometimes clarity is stronger than endless thinking. And sometimes trust creates more movement than fear ever could. The problem is not that people want their dreams too much. The problem is that they often carry too much struggle while trying to reach them. Manifestation does not always ask you to become someone new. Sometimes it asks you to return to a calmer version of yourself, a version that believes without panic, a version that trusts without constantly searching for proof. Because when you remove confusion, pressure, and overthinking, something powerful begins to happen. Things start to feel lighter. And when things feel lighter, they often begin moving faster. One of the most powerful things you can learn in manifestation is the art of letting go. And many people misunderstand what that really means. Letting go does not mean giving up on your dreams. It does not mean you stop caring. And it does not mean you suddenly forget what you want. Letting go simply means releasing the fear, pressure, and heavy attachments surrounding it. Think about holding sand tightly in your hand. The harder you squeeze, the more it slips through your fingers. But when your hand is relaxed, everything stays naturally in place. Life can sometimes work in a similar way. The more tightly people hold onto a desire with stress and fear, the more difficult and exhausting the journey can feel. Many people believe they must think about their desire every minute of the day. They believe if they stop focusing on it, it will disappear. But true trust works differently. When you trust something, you do not constantly chase it. You do not spend every hour worrying about it. You simply know there is a quiet peace that comes with letting go. It is the feeling that says, I have asked, I believe, I trust. And in that moment, your energy changes. You stop living from panic and start living from faith. Sometimes the universe responds faster when you stop pulling so hard and simply allow life to breathe. There is a big difference between chasing something and becoming aligned with it. Many people spend their days running after happiness, love, success, money, or peace. They keep saying, I need this to happen so I can finally feel better. But that way of thinking quietly sends a message that says, I am incomplete without it. And when people live from that feeling, they stay focused on what is missing. Now imagine something different. Instead of chasing happiness, what if you started creating happiness within yourself today? Instead of waiting for success to feel confident, what if you chose confidence before the results appeared? This is where true alignment begins, because manifestation is not only about receiving something in the future. It is also about the energy you choose to live in right now. People often believe they must pretend they already have everything. But it is not about pretending. It is about practicing the feelings connected to what you desire. If you want peace, begin creating small moments of peace. If you want love, begin giving love. If you want abundance, begin feeling gratitude for what already exists in your life. Stop chasing every sign and every answer. Start becoming the version of yourself that already feels safe, worthy, and open. Because when your inner world begins to change, your outer world slowly starts responding in ways you never expected. Many people think big life changes only come from big actions. They believe something huge needs to happen before their reality can change. But the truth is, life is often shaped by small things repeated every day. Simple thoughts may seem unimportant in the moment, but over time they quietly become powerful. Think about the thoughts you repeat most often, maybe without realizing it. You say things like, nothing ever works out for me, I'm always behind, or things are too hard. These words may seem small, but when repeated again and again, they slowly become beliefs. And beliefs begin shaping how you see yourself and the world around you. Now imagine changing those thoughts little by little. Imagine waking up and saying, good things can happen to me. Imagine reminding yourself, I trust life, or I am open to new possibilities. These may sound like simple words, but repeated daily, they begin creating a different inner environment. You do not have to force yourself to become positive every second of the day. You do not need perfect thoughts. You only need awareness. Small shifts create bigger changes than most people realize. Because every day your mind is listening. Every day your heart is absorbing messages. And over time, the simple thoughts you choose today can slowly become the reality you live tomorrow. One of the hardest parts of manifestation is trusting the timing of life. Most people want things to happen immediately, and that is understandable. When you deeply want something, waiting can feel frustrating. You begin wondering why it has not happened yet. You question yourself. You question the process. You even question whether the universe heard you at all. But sometimes delays do not mean denial. Sometimes things are taking time because life is arranging details that you cannot yet see. Think about a seed planted in the ground. The moment you plant it, nothing seems to happen. Days pass and the surface still looks empty. But underneath, something important is happening. Roots are growing. The process has already started, even if your eyes cannot see it yet. Life often works the same way. Just because something has not appeared physically does not mean nothing is happening. There may be people, opportunities, lessons, or changes quietly moving into place behind the scenes. And many times, when things finally happen, people look back and realize the timing made sense after all. Trust does not mean you never feel impatient. Trust simply means choosing faith, even during the waiting season. It means believing that life may be working for you, even when there is no visible proof yet. Because sometimes what is meant for you is not late. It is simply being prepared at the perfect time. The beautiful thing about manifestation is that it does not have to be complicated. You do not need to spend hours doing difficult routines or follow endless rules. Sometimes the simplest practices can create the biggest shifts inside you. The goal is not to add pressure to your life. The goal is to create small moments that help you feel more connected, peaceful, and aligned. Start with gratitude. Take a few moments each day to notice what is already good in your life. It does not have to be something big. Maybe it is the air you breathe, the people you love, a quiet morning, or simply another chance to begin again. Gratitude slowly shifts your focus from what is missing to what is already present. You can also spend a few minutes visualizing the life you desire. Close your eyes and imagine how you would feel if your dreams were already real. Not because you are forcing it, but because you are allowing yourself to experience hope and possibility. Speak kindly to yourself as well. The words you repeat matter. Replace harsh thoughts with gentle ones. And maybe most importantly, give yourself moments of stillness. Sit quietly, breathe deeply. Let your mind rest, because when life becomes quiet, you can hear yourself again. Sometimes the simplest practices are not small at all. Sometimes they quietly transform everything. As we come to the end of this journey, remember this simple truth: manifestation was never meant to feel heavy. You do not have to force every step, chase every answer, or carry pressure in your heart. The secret to manifesting faster may not be found in doing more. It may be found in trusting more, relaxing more, and believing more. Life does not always respond to struggle. Sometimes it responds to peace. Sometimes it responds to faith. And sometimes the moment you stop trying to control everything is the moment things finally begin flowing toward you. Your dreams do not need fear to arrive. They do not need panic or endless effort. They need your belief, your patience, and your willingness to stay open. Trust that life is working even when you cannot see the full picture. Trust that what is meant for you is finding its way. And most importantly, trust yourself and the journey you are on. If this message resonated with your heart today, take a moment to like this video, comment below, and share your thoughts. Share this with someone who may need this reminder right now, and don't forget to subscribe and join this journey of growth, positivity, and manifestation together. Until next time, keep believing, keep trusting, and remember that good things may be closer than you think.